Hey, what's up, my bad millennials? It's your host, Liz, and I just realized something. 2 years ago, like 6 days and some change, I released the trailer for the Bad Millennial podcast, where I, a fellow 90s baby who was on the cusp of turning 30, go Aries season, and your ultimate pop culture enthusiast, promised to cover all of the real world mess, trending topics, and the struggles of adulting. So, on the anniversary of that promise, let's get into it because I want to talk about something that all of us, especially millennials, know way too well: rejection. That little fun slap in the face from the universe that says, hey, uh, not this time. Nope, this isn't your opportunity. Uh, this wasn't meant for you. But plot twist, what if rejection is actually good for us? Okay, so stay with me. Think about it. If you're like out trying to date, get a job, pitch an idea, or just figure out how to exist in the world, rejection is basically a guarantee. And we're all out here getting ghosted by recruiters, left on red, or submitting creative products into the void only to be met with crickets. So the thing is, we still have to keep going because deep down we know that every no is just bringing us closer to that right yes. The yes that's meant for us. So today we are flipping the script on rejection. I want to talk to you guys about how to fake it till you make it without completely losing your mind, why one no is just a stepping stone to something better, and why even clumsy, awkward, tiny baby steps are way better than just standing still. And of course, I'm going to end on some bad millennial lessons, real takeaways that you can take after listening to this episode so you can learn how to take rejection like a pro, or at least like someone who doesn't spiral into an existential crisis every time it happens. So grab your favorite drink, fill up your Stanleys, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Because rejection, yeah, we're gonna make it our love language now. Okay, so fake it till you make it without losing your mind. We've all heard this advice, the fake it till you make it part. I'm going to add the how not to lose your mind part. So we've all heard this advice, fake it till you make it. Um, and sometimes that works. Like when you get a new job, you have no clue what's happening, but you're constantly nodding in meetings and saying yes, like you totally understand the company's growth strategy. But other times it feels like you're just straight up lying to yourself because let's be real, us bad millennials have mastered the art of appearing like we have it together. Social media has become a highlight reel. LinkedIn is that professional, beautifully created fantasy land. And meanwhile, in real life, half of us are just staring at our empty bank accounts, wondering how do we afford groceries, Starbucks, and therapy all in this month? Oh, plus rent. Mm. But here's the thing: confidence isn't about pretending to be perfect. I think it's about knowing that you don't have all the answers, but you're still moving forward anyway. And the trick with knowing how to fake confidence is to be honest when you don't know. Like, say you're applying to jobs and you don't meet every single qualification. Uh, I've had people tell me, well, if you don't meet every qualification, then you shouldn't apply for it. But my thinking is if you met every qualification, then you're overqualified. So you apply and you don't give up because guess what? People do this all the time and they get hired because the confidence and the willingness to learn and the personality, like you don't need a PhD in how to not embarrass yourself before you even apply. I think a lot of jobs are basically meant for you to grow into. And that's what promotions are for. Once you've grown out of a role, you can be promoted to the next thing, and you gain more and more knowledge as you go. So the takeaway here is you don't need to know everything. You just need to start. Be strategically delusional, just not self-destructive. Don't lose your mind. Okay? Okay. Also, my next thought about one no bringing you closer to a yes. So with rejection, obviously, if you've applied to anything in your life, you know rejection is a numbers game. The more you put yourself out there, the more no's you're going to get. But I'm realizing something as I grow even wiser in my years is that the more you put yourself out there, the more closer you are to that yes. And if you think about it like dating, online dating at least, if you swipe right once and get rejected, do you delete the whole app? Do you like, I don't know, cut yourself off and remove yourself from the grid, go find a cabin in the middle of nowhere and become a hermit? No, you keep swiping. And yes, usually it's because it's addictive, but eventually you will meet someone who at minimum has a good taste in memes. Like at least for me, I've had many a dating experience that I probably wouldn't have gotten if I had just deleted the whole app and decided to lock myself away in my apartment for the rest of the time. And eventually, that's how I got my long-term relationship. My yes, that was right for me. Almost 5 years and counting. Same goes with jobs, like you might get ghosted by recruiters or rejected in the final round. Oh my God. Or get that classic automated email. We went with another candidate, but we think you're great. So can we keep you on file? Yeah, that stings. But what if that no is just clearing the way for something better? Because if you look at the successful people on the world, Oprah, I mean, Oprah didn't just start off as Oprah. She was fired and rejected from several of her broadcasting TV opportunities before she landed her big talking show. People thought she wasn't good for, regular news TV, that she couldn't deliver the news. And she just bet on herself. J.K. Rowling, I mean, she was rejected by 12 publishers. And was basically homeless before anyone even took a shot at Harry Potter. And even Beyonce, my queen bee, she lost on Star Search as a kid. I mean, can you just imagine if Beyonce gave up as a kid after losing that one competition? Do you really think that she would be where she is now? Like, everybody's talking about her and she didn't have to say anything. That's how talented and amazing and obsessed everybody is about her. But that one no didn't take her down, didn't take any of them down. And that helped them build the tough skin, the resilience, gain more lessons, open the doors to different opportunities that were actually right for them. All you gotta do is keep moving through that one or second or fifth or 20th no just to reach your yes. So next time you get hit with a no, don't take it as a personal failure. Take it as a sign that you are still in the game. And the only way to never get rejected is to never try. So we don't do that here. We're bad millennials. We have to keep it pushing. Okay. So we've talked about rejection and confidence, but let's get into the momentum. Because if there's one thing millennials love, that's like overthinking. Like, how many times have you wanted to start something, a creative project, a business, or even just a hobby, but got stuck waiting for the perfect time? I know I have. I have loved reading and writing ever since I could put words together. And I would get in trouble for reading past my bedtime and hiding in the closet with the one light on past bedtime just so I can get to that book. I have, to this day, notebooks filled with stories that I wrote thinking I'd be an author one day. but waiting for that perfect time, the perfect formula. Spoiler alert, there is no perfect time to get started. You're just procrastinating because starting, it is scary, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Taking the first step to do anything feels like stepping into pure chaos. Um, but the secret is the clumsiest first step is still way better than standing still. Now, I haven't, wrote the book yet, but I have started a podcast. And did I need the best mic, the perfect name, a flawless first episode or trailer? No, I just needed to record something because the only way to get better is by doing. And I may not be as consistent as I want to be, but I continue to inspire myself by just sitting up here in front of the camera and putting on the headphones, figuring out how to edit, and then just get vulnerable and get comfortable. Um, honestly, I feel so much happier whenever I get an episode out because I've done it. It might not be perfect, it might not be professional, it might not be at call her daddy levels or the read levels, but it's there. And instead of spiraling, you know, instead of just obsessing over, oh my gosh, it's not good enough, it's adding up because every bit, every episode that comes out, I've learned something new. I've figured out how to tweak this here and how to speed this up there, trying to get my filler words out and making sure that even, the Spotify links looks perfect with the YouTube and the hashtags. Oh my gosh, hashtags are a thing. And then social media. I'm learning so much. And also, progress, it's not about taking the giant leaps and making it all perfect. It's about showing up, even when I'm tripping on the way. So take the step, make the messy move, create the messy podcast, because future you will thank you. And I'm consistently thanking myself for getting started on whatever it is, regardless of rejection, regardless of if I'm, 100% confident in myself or not. I'm just glad that I actually started. It definitely takes a lot of balancing confidence with your own authenticity, but also admitting to yourself when you need to learn, when you need to figure out how to prepare for something, or just accepting that, okay, it's going to be hard, it's going to be uncomfortable, but rejection, that's rejection, and learning, it's all about stepping stones. It's all related. The best way to get better at something is just start, even if you suck. All right, let's wrap this up with some bad millennial lessons, aka the things you can actually take away from this episode. One, rejection can just equal redirection. Every no is just getting you closer to the right yes. Not every opportunity is made for you. Not every job opening, date, person, project, it's not all meant for you. We all have our own journeys to get through, and the way we build through that is rejection, progress, and confidence. Which leads me to my next takeaway, is that confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing you don't know everything, but moving forward anyway. Like I said, like not everybody who gets hired is the perfect candidate who fits every single qualification on the list, but they're confident in themselves and what they bring to the table, that they have something to offer, that they can learn, that they can build something, create, and confidence doesn't have to be cockiness. It's just that belief in yourself that no matter what, rejection, no matter what, if it's a bad fit, good fit. Like, you're going to make it through, whether it's a messy podcast or, you're trying to publish that book and it hasn't hit any best-selling lists at all. But you're confident in yourself. And that's what's going to help you move forward and get to where you want to be eventually. Beyonce didn't just wake up Beyonce. That took a lot of time, growth, rejection, redirection, and confidence. And third takeaway would be messy action is way better than waiting for perfection, because waiting doesn't get you anywhere, but taking a step, even a baby step, that will get you everywhere. So what is going to be your next move? What's the one thing you're going to do this week, this weekend, this month, despite the fear of rejection? So I want to know, what's your next move? DM me, comment, whatever. Share your funniest or most ridiculous rejection stories. Let me know. I can't wait to read what you guys have. And how did you move on from that? How did you encourage yourself? Because rejection, we eat that for breakfast. So go be your bad millennial self. And if you like this episode, go ahead and rate, review, and subscribe, because guess what? Every podcaster needs validation too. All right. Go forth, bad millennials, and get rejected like champions. I will see you next time. Bye.